special night for us because you're the opening audience since we got rained out yesterday to the 25th annual Shakespeare in the Grove. I'm your director, Trey Clarkson, for this year. As we get our Tempest set up, anyone in the crowd, please stand if you've been involved in the Grove in the last 25 years, either as actor, volunteer, or tech team as well. Boom, 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 boom. Ed back there. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, it is homegrown, right? This is our Chesapeake. It started with Ed Jacob 25 years ago with a passion and a plank, and here we are in our third location with 25 years later producing the Tempest for you tonight. If you need restrooms this evening, you'll see signs in the back there that will take you 3 different directions. You'll notice we have cameras set up as our Chesapeake TV station is here tonight to record the production. So with that, please, no flash photography, no recording of your own. You can just check it out on Chesapeake TV, and they even scan the crowd, so you might even be on TV. So we'll be doing with that. Kiwanis Club is right there in the back. You'll see them. They'll be open, and they're open now. They're open definitely through intermission. Intermission is going to be 10 minutes. Our first act runs 49 minutes. Or no, 49 minutes, sorry. We shaved a minute off just yesterday. And our Act 2 runs about 48 minutes, and then with a 10-minute intermission, so that's what you have for you tonight. I really just want to thank quickly TCC and Chesapeake Fine Arts Commission for always supporting this event each year. And if you didn't get a program, Paul's going to be over there in the other tent. He has programs all evening, so that'll give you some more information. If you didn't get a program, also realize we do have a substitution. So we did put a new actor in just 2 days ago. So his name is Miguel. He's playing King Alonzo, so make sure you give him some love. Because that's a hard thing to do, to step in 2 days. Plus, all of his lines are in Spanish, so that's an even harder task. But without further ado, I'm super proud of this piece. I present to you the 25th anniversary show of Shakespeare in the Grove's The Tempest.
nature in her dashed all to pieces? The cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Father, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I'm more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. Lie there, my art. Wipe thou thine eyes. Have comfort. The direful spectacle, the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair betid any creature in the vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must now know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, "Stay, not yet."
Well, the very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey, and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell?
Yes?
I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Oh, certainly, sir, I can.
Why, what? Tell me the image I've kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in thy mind? 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since. Thy father was Duke of Madrid, and a prince of power.
Oh, sir, are you not my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter.
Oh.
And thy father was Duke of Madrid. And thou, his only heir and princess. No worse issue.
Oh, the heavens! Oh, what foul play had we that we came from thence, or blessed what we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hoped hither. My sister and thy aunt, called Antonia, I prithee, mark me that a sister should be so perfidious. She whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to her put the manage of my state. The government I cast upon my sister, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false aunt, dost thou attend me?
Oh, most heedfully, sir.
Thy false aunt, being once perfected how to grant suits and how to deny them, who to advance and who not, having both the key of officer and office, set all hearts in the state to a tune pleased her ear. Thou attendst not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I prithee, mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind, awakened an evil nature in my false sister. She did believe she was indeed the Duke. Out of the substitution and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence, her ambition growing, her needs would be absolute Madrid.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark her condition and the event, then tell me if this might be a sister. The King of Spain, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my sister's suit, which was that he should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom. Whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight fated to the purpose, did Antonia open the gates of Madrid, and in the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Alack, for pity! I not remembering how I cried out then will cry o'er it again. Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, daughter. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. They hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged nor tackle, sail nor mast. The very rats instinctively have quit it. There they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, oh, what trouble was I then to you?
Trouble? Thou wast that did preserve me.
came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water, that a noble gentleman, Gonzalo, out of his charity, being appointed then master of this design, did give us, along with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, that since have steadied much. So, of his charity, knowing that I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prized above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that man.
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived. Here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, who have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating in my mind, your reason for raising the sea storm.
By providence divine, a most auspicious star, my dear lady, now hath mine enemies brought to this shore, and bountiful fortune along with it. But here, cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, spirit, come. I am ready now. Approach my Ariel, come.
All hail!
Great master!
Brave sir!
Hail! I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly,
To swim!
To dive into the fire!
to ride on the curled clouds to thy strong bidding task, Ariel! And all their quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article!
I boarded the king's ship,
Now on the beak!
now in the waist, the deck, in every cabin, I flame the basement. Sometime I'll divide.
And burn in many places!
On the topmast, the yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly.
Then meet and join!
Jove's lightnings! The precursors or the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not.
Fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring!
The most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul!
They felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation.
All but mariners were plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then, all afire with me, the king's son, Ferdinand! Ha! With hair upstaring, was the first man that leapt, cried, Hell is empty, and all the devils are here!
Why, that's my brave spirit! But was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished!
On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And, as thou badest me in troops, have I dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle and sitting his arms in this sad knot.
And for the king's ship?
Safely in harbor is the king's ship.
And for the rest of the fleet?
Bound sadly home for Spain.
Supposing that they saw the king's ship wrecked.
And his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly as performed. But there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
These 2 glasses, the time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil?
Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now? Moody? What is thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee
I
remember,
have done thee worthy service.
told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without or grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year!
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No! No!
Thou dost!
I do not! I do not!
Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir! No, sir!
Thou hast! This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to interhuman hearing, thou knowest was banished. This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was brought to this island by the sailors. Thou, my servant, as thou reportest thyself, was then her slave. And for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthly and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, with the help of her more potent ministers, into a cloven cave! Within which rift, imprisoned, thou didst painfully remain a dozen years. Within which space she died, and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island, save for the sun she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes! Caliban, her son!
Dull thing, I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl, to penetrate the breast of ever angry bear. 'Twas a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax cannot again undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
I thank thee.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master.
I will be correspondent to command.
And do my spiriting gently.
Do so. And after 2 days, I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go, make thyself like a nymph of the sea, be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eye of all else. Go and take this shape and come in. Go hence with diligence.
My lord, it shall be done.
Awake, my dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put a heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll visit Caliban.
Who never gives us kind answers. 'Tis a villain, sir. I do not love to look on.
As 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetching our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho! Caliban! Thou earth thou, speak!
There's one enough within!
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Upon thy wicked damned, come forth!
As wicked do as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fin, drop on you, both! The southwest blow on ye, and blister ye all o'er!
Oh, for this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pin thy breath up. Urchins, thou shalt be as pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that may.
I must eat my dinner. No, this island's mine! My Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me. When first thou came, thou strokest me, and made much on me. Wouldst give me water with berries in 't, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burned by day and night, and then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile. Cursed be I that did so! swarms of sycorax, toads, beetles, bats light on you. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you do stymie in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou most lying wretch!
Father!
Whom stripes may move, not kindness. I use thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodge thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
What had been done? Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
A horrid creature, which any print of goodness will not take. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other.
You taught me language! And my profit on't is I know how to curse! The Red Plague rid you for learning me your language, you son of a...
Hagseed hence, fetch us in fuel and be quick. Shruggest thou, malice? If thou neglectest, or dost unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cracks, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts shall tremble in thy den.
Father!
No, Brenny, I must obey. His art is of such power.
Hagseed hence!
Where should this music be? In the air of the earth. It sounds no more. And sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king, my father's wreck. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed it, for it hath drawn me rather, but 'tis gone.
Full fathom 5, thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade.
Yet he does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
Fringe curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yonder.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps, and has such senses as we have such. This gallant that thou seest was in the wreck, and he is something stained with grief. Thou mightest call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I shall set thee free within 2 days for this.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my prayer. May know if you be made or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens. I am the best of them that speak this speech were I but where 'tis spoken.
How the best? What wert thou if the king of Spain heard thee?
A single thing as I am now that wonders to hear thee speak of Spain. He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself am Spain, who with mine eyes never since had ebb beheld the king my father wrecked.
Alack, for mercy.
Yes, faith in all his lords, the King of Spain and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Madrid and his more braver daughter could control thee if now 'twere fit to do it. At first sight they have changed eyes. Spirit, I'll set thee free for this. A word, sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man I e'er saw, the first man I e'er sighed for. Pity move my father to be inclined my way.
They both are in each other's power. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. Sup, sir, I charge that thou attendst me. Thou hast put thyself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the Lord on it.
No, as I am a man.
Run, run, run. There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Speak not for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Seawater shalt thou drink. Follow.
No, I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and without fear.
What, I say my foot, my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor! Who makest a show, but darest not strike? Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for I can here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Oh, sir, have pity.
Hence, hang not to my garments.
Beseech you, father.
Silence! Oh, one word more shall make me hate thee if not chide thee. What, an advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkest there are no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban. Oh, foolish wench, to the most of men, this is a Caliban. Ah! And they to him are angels.
My affections then are most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey! Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them! Yeah! Yeah! Ah!
So they are.
Father,
My spirits as in a dream are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this man's threats, whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison behold this maid, once a day, all corners else o' the earth, let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works! Thou hast done well, fine spirit! Hark what else thou shalt do me! Come on! Obey!
be of comfort. My father's of better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwanted, which now came from him.
Thou shalt be as free as mountain winds, within exactly due all points at my command.
To the syllable.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause.
So have we all of joy.
Our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common.
Every day, some sailor's wife hath just our theme of woe. But for the miracle,
He means our preservation.
yes, and few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Por favor, paz.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
He's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir, when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer.
Por favor, abre.
Prithee, spare.
Then I have done.
Yes, he will be talking.
Look, though this island seems to be deserted,
Uninhabitable and almost inaccessible.
yet the ground is tender and delicate. The climate shows temperance.
Temperance was a delicate wench.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green. But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit, that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses.
My king, methinks our garments are as fresh as when we first put them on in Africa, at the marriage of your fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage.
And we prosper well in our return.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis, at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
Me metas esas palabras en mi oído, contra el estómago de mi sentido. Estómago? You cram these words into his ears against the stomach of his sense. Ojalá que nunca hubiera casado mi hija allá, porque allá, viniendo de allá, se ha perdido mi hijo. Would he had never married his daughter there, for coming thence his son is lost. Y a mi caso también. Ella, que está tan lejos de este país, nunca la más verá. And she too, who is so far from country removed, he ne'er again shall see her. Oh, tú me heredero, de España y de Madrid. Oh, thou is heir of Spain and of Madrid. ¿Qué pez extraña te he comido? What strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live.
I saw him beat the surges beneath him and ride their backs ashore. I doubt not he came alive to land.
No, se ha ido. He's gone.
Brother, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter.
Por favor, no vas paz.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us.
We have lost your son. I fear forever. Madrid and Spain have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them, the fault's your own.
Así es lo más querido de la perdida. So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness.
You do rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Yes, foul weather.
Very foul.
God save his majesty.
Por favor, no más. Thou dost talk nothing to him.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. For I am very heavy.
As am I. Yo también.
Go sleep and hear us.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
'Tis the quality o' the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped by thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face, what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do. And surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lettest thy fortune sleep, die rather, whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me.
Prithee, say on.
The king's son's alive? 'Tis as impossible he's undrowned, and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope, what great hope have you? Ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Spain?
Claribel.
Claribel? She that is queen of Tunis? She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life? She that from Spain can have no note unless the sun were post?
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Spain, twixt which regions there is some space.
Space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Claribel measure us back to Spain? Keep in Tunis. Sebastian, wake. Say that this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Spain as well as he that sleeps, lords that can prate as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments fit upon me. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Where lies that? Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead. Whom I with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to rest forever, whilst you doing thus to the perpetual wink for aye to this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence who shall not upbraid our course.
For all the rest.
They'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gotst Madrid, I'll come by Spain. Raise thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Strike together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to follow it on Gonzalo?
Oh, but one word.
My master, through his noble art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, or else his project dies, to keep them living.
While you here do snoring lie.
Open-eyed conspiracy!
If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake!
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 Then let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
¿Qué ahora? Why, how now?
Why are you drawn?
Wherefore this ghastly looking? ¿Qué pasa, Sebastian?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls.
Or rather lions. Did not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
No oí nada. He heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
¿Escuchaste esto, Gonzalo? Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Oh, upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming. And a strange one, too, which did awake me.
'Tis best we stand upon our guard.
Let's draw our weapons, my king! Andaro, sácanos de esta tierra y síguenos buscando mi pobre hijo Ferdinand. Adrian, lead off this ground, and let's make further search for his poor son Ferdinand. Dios le guarden estas bestias.
Heaven keep him from these beasts.
For he is sure upon this island.
Lead away!
Lions.
Leones.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bugs feeds flat on Prospero's fall and make him by inchmeal a disease. His spirits hear me. Here comes a spirit of his to torment me for bringing one in too slowly. I'll fall flat. Pretend he will not mind me.
There's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all! And another storm brewing! I see it sing in the wind! Yon same black cloud! Yon huge one! Oh, looks like a foul popper that would shed its liquor! Oh, if it
should thunder like it did before. I know not where to hide my head. And that same black cloud has no choice but to fall by pailfuls. What have we here? Dead or alive? Man or a fish? Ooh. A fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A strange fish. Legs like a man. And fins like arms. Oh! Warm over my trough. I do not let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is not a fish, but an islander that had lately suffered a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm is upon us. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I shall shroud myself here until the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die ashore.
That's a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort.
The master, the swabber, the boatswain and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Mal, Meg, Marian, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for
Kate!
Good choice. Kate! For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang! She liked not the savor of tar nor of pitch, but a tailor could scratch her where'er she did itch. Then to sea boys and let her go hang. Then to sea boys and let her go hang. This is a scurvy tune too. But here's my comfort.
Do not torment me! What's the matter?
Have we devils here?
Do you put tricks upon us with savages? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard of your forelegs. As it hath been said, as proper a man as ever's gone on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again as long as Stefano breathes at nostrils.
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, a disease.
Well, where the devil should he learn our language? I'll give him some relief if it be but for that.
If we can recover him and keep him tame, and get to Spain with him, why, he is a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me! I'm pretty! I'll bring my one home faster! He's in his fit now and does not talk in the wisest! Oh, he shall taste of my bottle! Oh, if he never drunk wine afore, it'll go near to remove his fit.
If we can recover him and keep him tame, I'll not take that much for him. He'll pay for him that hath him, and that sounds big.
Thou dost yet but little hurt, thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now Prospero works upon thee. Oh, come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking.
I shall know that voice, and it shall be, the sea is drowned, and these are devils out of Sydney!
4 legs and 2 voices?
A most delicate monster! His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend.
Oh, and his backward voice is to speak utter speeches and to detract. Oh, if all the wine in my bottle shall recover him, I will help him. Come, amen. I shall pour some in thy other mouth. legs. If any legs be trinculo, those be they.
This is very trinculo indeed!
How came thou to be siege of this moon calf?
Oh, can he vent trinculos?
I took him to be struck by a thunderbolt. Oh, art thou now drowned, Stefano? I hope thou now art drowned. Touchstone, has the storm blown over? I hid myself under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. Oh, art thou living now, Stefano?
Oh, prithee, do not turn me about.
Her stomach is not constant.
Well, these be fine things, and they be not sprites. That's a brave god and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How camest thou hither? How did thou escapest? Here, swear now thou how camest hither. We escaped upon a butt of sack, he's overboard, by thy bottle.
Oh, I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not her.
Here, swear then how thou escapest.
Swim ashore, man. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book.
Ah, though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast thou any more of this?
Oh, the whole butt, man. Ah, my cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. Oh, no, mooncalf, how does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Oh, out of the moon I do assure thee.
Oh, she was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book.
Hey!
Yeah, hey.
I'll furnish it anon with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, a very shallow monster. I am afeard of him.
A most poor and credulous monster. Well drawn monster in good suit. Party foul! Party foul! Party foul! Party foul! It learns!
Learned. I'll show thee every fertile inch of the isle, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster.
When his god's asleep, he'll rob her bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Well, come on down then, and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster.
A most scurvy monster.
Come, kiss.
Where the monster's in the drink?
Oh, an abominable monster.
I'll show thee where the best springs are. I'll pluck thee berries and fish for thee. I'll bear thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee. I pray thee, let me bring thee where crabs do grow. And I, with my long nails, will dig thee pig nuts. Oh, show thee a jay's nest. And instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee, lead the way, without any more talking. Boys, the king and all our company, else being drowned, we shall inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. I will fill it by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell, farewell!
A howling monster!
A drunken monster. No more dams I'll make for
Fish, nor fat chin firing, at requiring,
No skate trencher, no wash dish!
ban, Caliban.
as a new master.
Get a new man!